From the beginning of time, God the Father has been looking for available spaces. I think even before Jesus, God's Son, was born here on earth, the Father was looking for an available space for the Savior to be born. An available space called the womb. And even leading up to Jesus' birth, his earthly parents were looking for an available space. It may have not been an inn, it may not have been a nice fancy hotel, but they found a space. And even all throughout Jesus' ministry, we see that he looks for these spaces that need to be filled. Whether that was a miracle, whether that was a healing, whatever it was a space that God could show his glory. When Jesus is about to die, he finds himself in a space that is available for him to have this Last Supper with his disciples. As Jesus dies, and they get ready to take him off of the cross, they put him in an available space that we call the borrowed tomb. I think it's interesting that we refer to it as the borrowed tomb because we don't see Jesus on the physical earth. Wherever he is, he doesn't stay. So when we see movements like this, it's not supposed to stay here. We're supposed to go out in Tampa and find some available spaces to make God's name great. And even before Jesus ascends to heaven, he is able to leave his spirit with some available people. And I wonder, is there some available people in this house that say, God, you can use me. I don't know what that looks like, but here I am. I'm ready to be used by you. And I never want you to mistake vacancy in your life simply as just empty space. But I want you to look at vacancy in your life a little bit differently now. The vacancy in your life allows God to see that you are available to be used by him. We're seeing movements all across college campuses, and it's because they found themselves available to be used by God. And as we go back into this song, I want us to sing this from a different point of view. And even if you don't find yourself available, let me tell you a story about a man named Jonah. He found himself unavailable. He did not want to be used by God, but God has a funny way of finding and putting you back on the path where you should have been. So even if you don't find yourself available on this morning, guess what? Wait and see. God's going to bring you back to the place where you always were meant